Hi, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Homeward Studio. For today's video, I'll be crafting up a wreath for my front door and also a gingerbread wall hanging. This video is part of the collaboration called Wood Round or Wreath Wednesday, which I'll tell you about shortly. But first, I got my hat on. Let's go make something. And here's the first piece. This is the wreath on my front door. Here's my inspiration piece. This is a Neiman Marcus 28-inch wreath for $499. My wreath was a lot less than that, roughly $35. Now I'm showing you, this is a 30-inch wreath. Theirs is a little bit fuller. Mine is a little bigger in the middle, but it's okay. My wreath I already had, and it was perfect. I have pine cones, I already had those. I had bells from the Dollar Tree, I already had those, but you can still buy them, gold and silver. These I bought 3 of them from Michael's, and they were $3.99 each, and that was on sale. These were $3.99 each, and they were on sale also, so they were about $2 a piece, and I used 4 of those. And I did buy some ribbon. It's very expensive there, obviously. $12.99 for that roll. And for this roll was also $12.99, but as you buy one and you get 3 free. So I used the plaid ribbon, and then I swapped out that velvet ribbon for a different red color one. And so I'm showing you here, if you decide that you're going to make this, you can thrift a wreath. And so if you do thrift one, I take a blow dryer and put it on full blast and clean it up really good, and then I spray it with disinfectant, because you never know what's been around these wreaths. I mean, it could be mice or I don't know, but I always thrift or spray them really good. But this wreath I've had for like 20 years, so I just picked all the pieces off of it, melted all the glue with my blow dryer, and I'm starting from scratch. So I fluffed it out, and then I took my pine cones and I put them in the middle, and then I placed them in various locations. I was kind of looking at the inspiration picture when I was doing this, and my pine cones are not all in the same, pointing in the same way. One, it might be pointing up, one down, one toward the middle, one towards the outside. Same thing with the bells. I have 8 of them. I have gold and silver, so a gold and silver one. These are the bigger bells. You can get them from the Dollar Tree for, I don't know, $1.25 for 6 or 8 of them. I think 8. So I do have 8 of them, and I'm placing them around the wreath again, just like the pine cones, and just placing them here and there in no rhyme or reason. And I'm moving my camera to show you, because obviously this wreath is really big. So I'm showing you kind of what I'm doing so it's not so out of screen. And now I have all those placed, I decide to take my poinsettias, and these are huge. Now I'm clipping the end off, leave a little bit of a stem on them, because when you glue them in, they will be able to stick onto parts of the greenery. So I fluffed them out really good, and I just have 3 of them here. I think the other piece used 2 of them, but I thought 3 of them would, I don't know, make it just pop more. And so I just glued them at the bottom of the wreath. And I have these berries also, like I said, from Michael's, and I kind of spread them apart and clipped them all off. And I used 4 of these stems. And now I'm just placing them I'm showing you right there. If the little berry got the red scratched off of it, you can just take any kind of red paint and just put a little dab of paint on there, and you can't even tell. So now I'm just taking these picks and I'm placing them in, like, just, here and there, random spaces, wherever I kind of see a hole. None by or underneath or above the poinsettias, though, because that is the focal point of the wreath. And, I have a couple extra here too, berries that I didn't clip apart because I wasn't sure how many I would need. But yeah, after I placed them, then I go in with my hot glue gun and I just make them permanent. I had these leaves that came off of this wreath. They're green, they're sparkly. I don't remember where I got them because I made this wreath a long time ago. And I probably should have showed you what it looked like before. My daughter saw it and she's like, oh, Mom, that's so pretty. I'm like, I'm going to make it better. I do like this one better, but close. Anyway, these wreaths were just left over, and I had them that I pulled off of this. And yeah, I'm picking the hot glue off here. You can take the blow dryer to them and get the glue off them too. And I'm just putting them in all the holes here and there. The other wreath had holly leaves. I couldn't find any very large holly leaves. And that's fine because it doesn't need to be exactly the same, but I do add some holly leaves that I already had, and these are from the Dollar Tree. And I just add them here and there just a little bit. There's just, I don't know, a little bit too many holes, so I just kind of eyeballed it and built it up as best as I could. I didn't want to add any more berries or pine cones or bells. You don't want to go overboard with it because you really want to keep that focal point, those 3 poinsettias. They're so beautiful. Now, a good way to get the glue off of this is to take your blow dryer and just run it around there, and it melts all the glue right down, the little glue spider strings. And then now I'm just taking it, I just have white acrylic paint, and I'm just tipping all of these pine cones, and that kind of makes them pop a little bit more. And I'm showing you the whole wreath. And now I have this plaid ribbon that I did get from Michael's that I showed you earlier. And yes, it was buy one, get 3 free. So, you know, I couldn't help myself because I like my ribbon. I only have like 3 bags full of Christmas ribbon, just Christmas ribbon. And I couldn't use anything else, so I had to buy more ribbon. But I justified it that it was on sale, so it was okay. So anyway, I just folded it around itself 3 times, or 3 or 4 times. So you look in the middle and you make sure that there are 2 loops, that you can pull 2 loops out. And this is beautiful, this velvet ribbon with the gold on the back, and I was going to use that, and it even has little sparkles in it, but I swapped it out for this because I think the gold was too much and I wanted to see the poinsettias and not the ribbon so much. And I did the same thing here. So the first piece I made 11 inches long, the first part of the bow, and then this one I'm making 10 inches long. And again, folding it over on itself like this, so that when you are done and you look in the middle, you can see that there are 2 loops that you can pull out of there. And now I find the middle by folding it in half. Same thing for the other one. Put them together, and then I cut a little notch out, so it's just a little teeny triangle, and just with the bottom ribbon. And so when you do that, when you cut a notch out like that, you will not be able to see the center of the ribbon when you fluff it out. And you'll see this in a second. And then I took a zip tie and just tied those 2 together. I didn't pull it really, really tight because I'm going to make some tails. And I just took, I don't know how much ribbon here. The tails are short, and I just fold it in half, and then I dovetailed them together like that. And then now I'm going to put this underneath the zip tie. Yeah, I folded it in half, and then I'm like, no, I can just pull the whole thing through, the whole piece through. I don't know what I was thinking there. And then after I got that even, now I tighten up the zip tie really well. And now I can pull these out. And now instead of dovetailing these, I'm going to bring these little pieces, these little extra pieces here to a point. And I do that with all the other little pieces. And yeah, see how that works out really nice where you can't see the middle of it. But if you can see the middle, you can just take a little piece of ribbon and just glue it in there. Now I'm just finding the wire piece here. It took me a while, so I didn't want to bore you with that 5 minutes of trying to find the center of that. And I just zip tied it right onto the wire underneath the poinsettias because I wanted to see a little bit of the ribbon, but a lot of the poinsettias. Yeah, now because I zip tied it on again, I just took a little piece of that ribbon and then just glued it on there. But if you hot glued it on there, you wouldn't see the center because of the notches. Again, here's the inspiration piece, $499 at Neiman Marcus. Here's mine, a little bit bigger. The round part in the middle is a little bit larger, but you can always fill that in with greenery if you wanted to make it more like that. But I think it turned out lovely, and I immediately put it on my front door, and I love this piece. I'm so happy with it. So let me know what you think. And just if you see something, I love interior design. If you see something like this, you can make it. If you can visualize it and go to a craft store and get the pieces, you can make it. And if I can, you can. So anyway, the fourth Wednesday of every month is a collaboration called Wood Round or Wreath Wednesday, or WWW, in which the participants make wreaths and or make something with or from those wood round pieces. And a huge thank you to Aurea with DIY with Aurea and Loli with Loli D's Creations for hosting this collaboration, and also the guest host this month, Tammy with Happiness Created. I put their channel links in my description box below this video so you can go check them out and show them some love. Also in the description box is a playlist with all of the participants' videos from today's collaboration for tons of inspiration and ideas. And here's my last piece and my second piece. And if you're going to make it, this is what you need. So these are these round pieces from Woodpile from Hobby Lobby, and they are $7.99, and quite often Woodpile will be on sale for 40% off there. So these are cheaper than the Dollar Tree if you get them 40% off. And I can't find those from the Dollar Tree much anymore. So I have that, and I have the hand towel or kitchen towel. I have some beads from the beaded garland left over from the Dollar Tree from a couple projects. I got this from Hobby Lobby, I believe. I couldn't tell, I don't remember, $4.99 or something. Anyway, that was 40 or 50% off or something. I had to, the little top was glued on. I had to take the blow dryer to it, and it kind of melted the plastic ornament a little bit, but I just wanted the little pieces inside. This is a garland. You get 8 pieces, 4 boys, 4 girls from Hobby Lobby, and I got that 40% off. And I took some spackling and I just put it in the little holes on the top of their head. And the spackling's from the Dollar Tree. Not my favorite. If you've ever seen my videos, I complain about it all the time. And I have some antique wax and I have some ribbon. These little pieces came in little packs from the Dollar Tree, the candy cane, and the little gingerbread man. I have these little teeny pieces that I picked up at a thrift store. I know that the Dollar Tree sells those too, the Scrabble pieces. Mine are just really tiny, and I thought, oh, perfect, I'll use them this time. I have a huge bag full of them. So I took the wood round, and these rounds do not have holes in them. The ones at the Dollar Tree too do, but if you want a hole in them, obviously you can just drill a hole in them, or you could probably even punch a hole in them with a little hole puncher. So I just, as I showed you, I just took the round and traced it out, cut it out. And now I'm going to take some Gorilla Glue. This is fabric glue. And I'm going to put it around the edge really, really well. But I'm also going to put it in the middle, but I want to get that edge really, really well. I don't know why I left all that in the video. I'm sorry about that. You probably didn't need to see me gluing it all. So I fold this in half. This is probably the better way to do this. Fold it in half, try to place it in the center, and then I pressed it down really well. And the piece that went down is the piece where you can see the black tracing that went down. So it's not up, so you can't see it. And now I am just taking and pulling up the edges that didn't stick real well, and I'm just putting a little bit of hot glue down there. And if there's any, of the fabric that's hanging over, obviously you can just cut it off. I did that, I didn't show it. And now I put some tape down and on some wax paper and taped all 3 of these guys down. It's on the back. And then take my antique wax, and I'm just kind of staining it. Now you can still see the little holes in the top of the head. Probably if you use truffle chalk paint, you wouldn't see those holes. But with this, and I wanted that antique look, but you know, I don't know. I give up with these little hole pieces. If you paint them, you can't see them. If you stain them, you can see them. So I don't know. I guess I just learned to live with them and try to put things to hide them. So anyway, I painted them and then just kept it up until I got the color that I wanted, or the shade that I wanted. And now I'm putting fabric glue on these again, and some hot glue as well. And I'm going to glue them onto that. Now I want it to look like mom and dad holding baby's hands. And I glued the mom on first, glue the baby on. If you make this, glue the baby on in the middle first. Then you can glue the other two on, like, you know, because these hands didn't touch exactly, which I wanted them to, but once you hot glue that, that's done. So, but it's not so bad that it's not super noticeable. It still looks like they're holding hands, but that was my whole intention. And now I'm just putting this beaded garland on there, left over from a couple other projects. And a big shout out to all of my subscribers. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support. And a warm welcome to all of you stopping by today. And if you're not subscribed, come join my Homebridge Studio family. It's totally free and it helps my channel out tremendously. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you'll be notified every time I post a video, and I thank you very much. Okay, so after I got all these beads the way I wanted them, I just glued it on the back. And then I just took a piece of masking tape. You know, I was struggling with that masking tape, and then put it on there to hold it on better. And you can just, with the masking tape, you can just flip the little end over and stick it onto itself, so it doesn't, you know, kind of mesh into itself. I hope that makes sense, but that's what I do. Anyway, I take my Scrabble pieces now, and I'm just putting Mary on top on a kind of an angle, or an arc, I mean, and then the bottom is going to be, Christmas is going to be straight across. And start with the middle and put the middle letter down, or the middle two letters down, instead of at the end like I did, because it's easier to line up that way. Usually I do it the other way, and I don't know why I didn't this time, but it worked out fine. And yeah, there's a little plastic piece on the back of those, and I just had to remove it and glued them on. And then now I'm just gluing this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. You can get it there, this white stuff. I didn't want to use my puffy paint. I think the previous video I showed you, my puffy paint was really watery and it looked terrible, and I have to replace it. So I thought this would be a little bit more, I don't know, it would just look a little bit better, obviously. And so now I am just making a little bow out of some red velvet, and I'm cutting a little piece there. I tied it off with jute. I'm cutting a little piece there to hide that jute, and then I made a little bow for her hair too. And then that hides the little holes on her head, but him, yeah, he's got to live with those little holes there. And so her, I'm just going to make it look like she has a little dress on. Well, she kind of does. It's kind of engraved into the wood. But I'm just making it look, I don't know, a little bit more defined. And I gave the little baby 2 eyes and a little smile. Super cute. And yep, now I got these little candies. And I'm going to glue those on there. And I have that little candy cane I just painted with a red and a white acrylic paint. I just painted the little stripes in there. And I have this from the Dollar Tree. I thought this burlap ribbon with the polka dots was just a nice finishing touch. And I made just, kind of an awareness bowl, and then dovetailed the ends, tied it in the middle, and then I glued it on the bottom. I'm just taking a little piece of that peppermint candy and gluing it on there, and voila, we are done. And I think this piece is so sweet. No pun intended. But anyway, there you have it. See the holes in the top of his head? Ugh. You guys have any ideas? If you're staining it, how you can't see them, what you can do so you can't see them. I don't know. I guess just paint them, and probably could have painted them truffle, but this looks super cute. So anyway, thank you so much for watching my video, and I hope I've inspired you. Remember to check out that playlist for even more inspiration, and I'll be back soon with more Christmas or holiday ideas. Until then, you have a very happy Thanksgiving. Bye.